Media. My name is Zahid Jadwat, and I'm standing in for Julie Ali, and I'll be keeping you company right up until 10 a.m. this morning. And of course, you can listen to this program via the airwaves of Radio South 90.4 FM in Durban, 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg, as well as via the various other platforms on which you can find Salam Media, including Facebook and YouTube. Now it's time now for us to move on to the next segment of the show, and of course that is where we look at the positives and spoofs of 2021. We're looking at various stories over the course of this week. We've seen a few stories, positive stories as well as stories, spoof stories, basically. And I mean, there has been a lot happening this year, and especially when it comes to politics as well. But I think if we were to look at some of the positives, I think this one might be a bit debatable. Not so sure yet how you'd like to see this, but I guess it just depends on which angle you'd like to see this story from. And of course, this is the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma. Now, you'd recall in July, there was a time, and it was quite a tense time, I must say, when Jacob Zuma was, I mean, he handed himself over to police to begin serving a 15-month jail sentence for contempt of court. But as we know, which is why I'm now, beginning to doubt the positivity of the story, is he was later released from jail, and yeah, that went to the courts as well, and there was much discussion about that. Um, so why I say this is positive, I mean, if you'd like to look at it in the sense that it shows us, as many analysts and experts have pointed out, especially in the time immediately after his incarceration, was that the wheels of the judicial system are actually working, and we see some sort of independence there. And but yeah, but then I think one where the doubt now comes in is, when this was actually overturned, and now you know he was granted parole, and then this was actually undone. So I mean, much to the dismay of many people who had hoped that he would at least serve this 15-month sentence. And of course, this sentence did bring quite a negative outcome if you look at it from a when you look at it from an economic perspective. We see if we just take a look back, and I'm a bit hesitant to do so because of, the memories associated with this period of time. It was a really very difficult time, especially for those of us living in Durban when the unrest actually unfolded as a result of his incarceration. So I think, that was a very intense time as well. And yeah, that was that. But then if we look at the spoof stories of 2021, and this one also I think had us all laughing. But I think a few people here and there might have taken it a bit too seriously, and said that, well, made that they did. Yeah, let me just get to the story first of all. So the story was when Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, when his iPad apparently went missing. And I mean, I just saw this video. Someone had sent it to me over WhatsApp, and at first I thought, wait, this could, what if this is a deep fake? I mean, in this age of this digital age, what just how much can you trust when you see stuff on the internet? But it did turn out to be true. That, I mean, for a few moments, President Ramaphosa's iPad seemed to have gone missing. Now, of course, this was in a press conference, and he was waiting for his iPad, and he, as it was reported later on, unintentionally ended up giving a speech on the missing iPad. But then this was later clarified, when by the presidency, and as because there was much speculation about whether or not the iPad may have been stolen, and yeah, but that was clarified by the presidency later on. And then if you look at how Twitter reacted to this, was really interesting and hilarious, I must say. Um, there was one tweet, which I'm actually just looking at right now, from somebody who goes under the name on Twitter as hashtag Black Excellence, and they say they have a picture, and they say allegedly 500 billion rand has been set aside to investigate President Cyril Ramaphosa's missing iPad, and that, of course, the 500 billion rand that was given by to the South African government to handle the coronavirus pandemic. But that's what we got for this morning's segment of positives and spoofs. And I think that's the final one, since this is the last day of 2021. But yeah, let's take a break, and when we get back, it's time for Jumu'ah Inspirations. Please do stay tuned.